one last quick video here of the full garden before we really start cutting stuff out. It's supposed to snow this weekend, and with that of course comes the first frost, and it's supposed to be wet and nasty. So we'll remove a bunch of stuff so we don't have to do it when the weather's worse, because the production's not good this time of year anyway. You can see just a couple cherry tomatoes. Most of these are green and they're not going to ripen before the frost probably comes. So we'll get rid of those. There's some beans that we'll pick, and all these peppers we'll pick. Try to get some lettuce here, and all the parsley. See if there are any radishes below ground there. This parsley, some of this oregano maybe, and some more radishes here. That's not radishes. These radishes we'll pick. And the only things that we'll pretty much leave are the flowers, which will die, but we don't really need them inside, obviously. The Brussels sprouts, which are still too small to harvest, and we wanted to let them freeze or go through a frost anyway. So we'll see, maybe they'll grow a little bit more. And the parsnips, let these go a little bit longer. These are supposed to take a freeze before you pick them, so we're not worried about that. So the next time we check in, this is all going to look pretty different. So I just wanted to, after a long spring and summer, show you one last view of the full garden before we really start to take things apart for the year. I'm just about finished with most of the cleanup of the garden. Obviously there'll be more as the last few things come out, but you can see it looks quite a bit more like spring than summer. We've got just a little bit of parsley left. I picked most of it yesterday. I figured leaving a little bit won't hurt. Maybe some of it will survive if we need some. There are a couple radishes down here still growing. The main event over here are our parsnips, of course. Those are looking good. Trellis is all empty. Got some chives still down in the corner, and parsley. And then marigolds still going. Brussels sprouts. There's a little bit of lettuce, so we'll let that grow. That can take a frost, actually. Then the nasturtiums I'll probably cut out here in a minute. And more marigolds. Here's all the stuff I removed. This is the cage that the Roma tomatoes were on. It was not up to the task of all those tomatoes, and we're going to have to recycle it. These smaller ones were for the peppers. They did their job well, and this really big sturdy one held the brandywine tomatoes just fine. Here is the pile of debris. There's quite a bit of it. Okay, we'll check in at least once more this year, probably a couple times, including a harvest of the parsnips, which will be interesting. So here is the collection of peppers that we're going to ferment. We've got some homegrown jalapenos and some nice red ripe Thai chilies, and then some less ripe green Thai chilies. We're going to cut all this up and put them in a nice clean jar. It's Friday, October 10th, and it is really cold out. There's some flurries on and off, the first of the season. So, I wanted to check in on the garden before we potentially get a freeze tonight. The low is supposed to get down to 33. Here's the parsley, oregano, some radishes, parsnips, more parsley, chives, marigolds, the Brussels sprouts, a couple of lettuce plants, sorry about the wind, and more marigolds. So we'll see how cold it gets tonight, and we'll check in tomorrow. It's supposed to snow, so I think that my bet is that all of this is going to be fine, but we'll see. All right, after the snow and cold weather, the parsley looks okay. This one maybe yellowed a little bit, but still alive. Radishes are still fine. The parsnips are chugging along. Looks like no issues there. Same with the parsley and the chives over here. The Brussels sprouts are okay. The wind just kind of tipped it this way. Sprouts are still small, but yeah, whatever. There's another radish. It's growing kind of funky. Lettuce is fine. And actually the marigolds are fine too. So looks like we made it through the cold weather. We'll see if we can do that again tonight. It's a rather lovely night. It's in the mid-50s on October 17th. There was frost though this morning. And the parsley's looking fine. No big deal. These radishes, let's see, are any ready to pick yet? Nope, very small, but they're still growing. The parsnips, I don't know, it looks like the leaves are maybe a little bit droopy. So we'll probably pick these today or tomorrow. But they clearly survived the frost, no problem. This parsley's looking good too. There are the chives. Marigolds are definitely dwindling. We got Brussels sprouts. Excuse me. Another radish. The lettuce looks great. Those are way too close together though. And then more marigolds. So it's really getting late in the season. We're starting to get frost and take a beating from that, but it's not over. Hello everyone. It's Friday, October 18th. It's actually really beautiful out. It's like 65 degrees. Sunny. Quite windy though, as you might be able to hear. And I'm calling it. It's time to pick these parsnips and kind of formally signal the end of garden season. None of this other stuff's really going to go anywhere, and we didn't plan on it going anywhere. So we're not too worried about it. With the exception of course, the Brussels sprouts. And get it to focus. Come on. That's how big they got compared to my hand. So pretty small. And they're just barely growing, so we're not going to get much more out of them. You know, as we lose the sunlight here and stuff. Anyway, sorry about the lens there. Let's check on these parsnips. These have been growing for like 4 months. Ooh. Well, it's tough to pull. That's a good sign. Oh, hey! Wow. That's really nice. There's my hand. So that's great. I'm really happy with that. So, I'm actually gonna, since this looks so good, I'm gonna pull just enough to make a stew this weekend, and I'm gonna leave the rest in the ground. Just like carrots, you can leave parsnips in as it gets cold and it won't hurt them. So I'm just gonna pick a few more. This did not go the way I planned. And in fact, I might as well film that, huh? Let's see, let's get this guy. Yeah, well, that's a little bit smaller, but still nice. Bigger than the carrots we get. Let's pull this one. This one's smaller still. It's from more inside in the patch. I'll get one more from the outside. Let's see how that looks. Ooh. Oh no! I came up empty. Where's my snip? Wow, this is becoming a real adventure. Wow. This is kind of embarrassing. Well, I'm gonna have to get a glove to pull that out. It's too slippery. So, I'll take these inside, cut off the greens, and I'll show you what they look like when they're cleaned up a little bit. Here are the few parsnips that I picked. This really long one is the one that was really hard to pull. And then the next one down is also pretty good size, and then 2 smaller ones. So I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think we had a good crop this year. We're going to get plenty to eat. Like I said, I'm going to cook these into beef bourguignon this weekend. And the ones that are left outside, we will come back for in the coming weeks. So, I don't know. We're probably not going to have much more in the way of garden videos like you're used to as the leaves fall and it gets colder. So this will probably be my last formal update for the season, but I'm sure we'll make a couple more short videos when I like pull those parsnips and like clean up the garden a little bit more, maybe add some compost and stuff to get it ready for next year. So anyway, thank you for watching. That's it for now, and have a great autumn.